Hi everyone, this is the project presentation of the SID 120 project, which is called Footex. So here are the contents of this presentation. First, I'll go through the summary of the project, goals including target audiences. Then I'll demonstrate the functional project, and then I'll discuss the process undertaken to implement the project. Then I'll highlight the key features, and then I'll go through the challenges and obstacles faced during this project journey. So the project summary. So Footex is an e-commerce shopping platform specifically made for shoes. It's a one-stop platform for shoe shoppers where the users can browse and buy shoes ranging from different brands like Nike, Jordans, Adidas, Skechers, Puma, and many more. So the main issue this project addresses is that there are different websites for different brands, and the users have to navigate to different websites to compare and browse shoes from different brands. But on this platform, the users can compare multiple shoes from different brands and buy it on the same platform. The target audiences. So these are the three main target audiences which are aligned to my project. So first of all, the basketball lovers. Nowadays, Jordans from Nike are really trending in the market and the basketball arena, and most of the basketball players wear these type of shoes. So it will be a huge market for my website. And teenagers as well. Teenagers nowadays want to try out new and popular stuff in the market, and my website will have all the trending and the popular shoes right now in the market, which will attract many teenagers. And then the shoe collectors who like to purchase high-end and expensive shoes and keep them as a collection. And these shoe collectors sometimes buy the shoes and then sell the shoes at a higher price in the market later on. Project demonstration. So this is the front page of the project of the website. Here you can see the logo and a nav bar, and here is the landing page image, and here you can see the different categories: men, women, and kids. And you can also shop by brand, and you can also see the most popular products that are trending right now in the market. So if you hover over these products, you can see a little animation that pops up, and this page is fully responsive. If you shrink this page to the mobile version, you can see the nav bar is hidden, and now you can access it by clicking on this button, and it is all responsive, the layout, and it perfectly aligns with the mobile website. So now if you go on to the products page, here you can see all the products that are available on the website, and when you hover over them, you can see a nice 3D effect that pops out when you hover over them. And you can also see these categories of men and women. And if you want to firstly, I'll shrink this and show you that it's fully responsive. And if you want to add an item to the cart, for example, we add these three shoes to the cart, and now you can see there are three cart items, and you can also view the cart by clicking on the option. Here, this page is also responsive. If you shrink it, you can see it's perfectly aligns, and you have the option now to remove the item from the cart. Here you can see the subtotals and the total of after the tax addition. Now you can remove it from here. If you remove it, you can see the prices are adjusted accordingly with $20 tax per shoe, and the total price is this. Now you can proceed to the checkout, and here you can see checkout form with the cart details on the right hand side. If you shrink this, you can see this is perfectly aligned to the mobile website, and you can input your details here. You can enter your email, your password, your address, and if you leave a field blank, you cannot go through, because this is a validation that I put in that all the fields have to be filled in. And if you press now, pay now, you can see the confirmation page with all the details that was submitted by the user in the previous page, and the user can confirm this and see if it's right or wrong. So this was the checkout functionality. Now if then the user has also the option to sign up on the website. So if the user signs up, so this email is already used by this email is already registered in the database, and there exists a user with this email. So I just want to demonstrate that if I click register on this, it says the email address is already in use, so which is what we want exactly. So if I change the email and then register, you can see it's successfully registered and takes you to the login page. And if I go to the Firebase database, and here you can see the email we just registered with has been successfully added here. So for example, these are all the users that have been registered, and if I try to log in with this email, for now I use the wrong password. So if I use the wrong password, it says the password is invalid, which is what we want. And if I try to log in with the right password, here it says hi and the name of the user, and then you have the ability to sign out as well. So this was a project demonstration. Now I'll go on to the process that I took to implement this project. First of all, I implemented the user stories, which are really important if you are starting on a project. So these are the user stories that I took in mind. First of all, I want to use the user should be able to navigate to different sections of shoes based on gender, and the user should also be able to navigate to different types of shoes like sneakers, formals. The user should also be able to log in and sign up on the website easily, and as a user should be able to add products to the cart and remove them if needed later on. Then I implemented the UI and the UX design of the website. I used a platform called Framer, and I designed the website, the important feature of the website on this. And as you can see here, this is the desktop version of the design that I designed, and this is the mobile version of the design that I implemented. Then I formulated a asset list, which provided a framework of which component should I include in my project. So here you can see the flow chart which I used. So these are all the components that are in the project right now, and here you can see a parent-child relationship between these four components: product, cart, checkout, and confirmed. And all these two components are in the project right now, and this gave me an idea on how should I approach the functionalities of the project. So this was the process that I undertook to implement the project. Now I'll carry on with the key features of the project. So the first of the key feature was Firebase integration. So by integrating the Firebase, I bring in these functionalities for the user to register himself on the website, and then the user can authenticate himself, and then he can log in into the website. And all these data of the users are stored in a user database and called the Firebase database, and it is really simple to handle by the administrator. Then the second key feature is the shopping cart. By implementing the shopping cart, I bring in these functionalities, which is adding products to the cart, removing products from the cart, and then based on all those cart items, the user can check out and pay a amount of money. Now I'll go through the challenges and obstacles that are faced during this project. First of all, working with Vue CLI. So initially I was using Vue CDN, which is just very straightforward and includes and it only includes just adding a line of code and you have Vue in your project. But for working with the larger project, I needed to work with Vue CLI, which was very tricky at first. But because of all the tutorials on the YouTube and all the resources online, I was able to grasp the concept of Vue CLI. And after watching all these tutorials, I'm now very confident on working with components, how to manage all the components, and how should I be able to expand a project within the Vue CLI. The second challenge was integrating Firebase. Because this unit is completely based on front-end development, Firebase is something which is a back-end concept. So this is the this is a concept which is completely out of the scope of the unit, and I had to like dig in a lot and watch many tutorials to master it. So the way I overcame it was by reading the Firebase documentation, watching as many tutorials as possible to try and make my website login and registration features as good as possible. The third obstacle I think many students must have faced in this trimester was shift to online study. So after the first 2 weeks of the trimester, all of the studies were shifted to online, and because of this, the doubt clearing ability was a bit less, because if you go to on-campus practicals and if you interact with students and tutors, you can share your ideas much better and get more insights, and you can also clear your doubts much better. But on everything on online wasn't that good, because the interaction on online classes is a bit less, and you cannot interact with the fellow students that much. So I think that was a major obstacle as well. Thank you so much for watching my presentation. I believe this project is of high distinction criteria because I try to align with the high distinction rubric as much as possible, and I integrated a concept which is completely out of the scope of the unit, which is Firebase, and which is a requirement for high distinction criteria to implement something out of the scope. And I believe all of this work reflects the high distinction criteria, and I hope this is reflected through my project. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.